Han enjoyed seeing the expression of utter surprise as Ellie and her mother spun around. The guards that were surrounding them also looked surprised and quickly lifted up their weapons to protect their charges against the unknown foe. Judging by how quickly the guards were in position to defend against a sudden enemy, Han was impressed and assumed that they had gone through a lot of training. Ellie asked, surprised by a sudden appearance inside the throne room. How did you get in here? I just happened to be in the neighborhood, Han lied, trying to sound coy. So you are the one that I have heard a lot about, Ellie's mother asked him. After his sudden entrance, she appeared to recover and began to assess him. Bowing to her, Han answered, Your Highness, I am just a humble classmate of your wonderful daughter. Ellie groaned after hearing his words. I see you still enjoy making an entrance. Your Highness, we must flee before the invading army arrives, one of the guards near the Queen urged the two women. Ellie silenced the guard and looked his way. I am assuming that you have some kind of plan, based on the way you sounded. I know that you are strong, considering our previous adventure, but this seems to be a lot more difficult considering this army has charged through our forces like they were children holding sticks. I was told that you finished creating some kind of technology that would help the Elven Kingdom to defend themselves against the overflow? Han inquired, making it sound like it was something of common knowledge and not a heavily guarded secret. How did you know about this? Ellie's mother asked in a raised voice. She was alarmed by this revelation and looked at him with suspicion. Mother, there is no need to be suspicious of E. Anyway, I doubt that we would be able to stand against him if he was an enemy. Ellie tried to smooth things between the two of them. There is no need to fear about whether your secret is safe or not. Since it seems that I am in an unfair advantage, I should offer something to you to balance things out. He smiled at the Queen. Though your technology is likely impressive, it is far less than what I would be able to do for my own city. Wait, your city? The two of them asked him, picking up on the obvious information drop. I am confident that both of you are familiar with the city of Felicitas. He waited until they both nodded their heads. I am the master of that city, which has become famous as of late. I would assume that your people would have reported about the inner workings of the city? Han let them know that he was aware that there were spies sent by the Elven Kingdom to look into the city. Yes. I see why you would think that our technology would be less than yours. The Queen looked shaken by this reveal. There is no need to be alarmed, Your Highness. My intention was not to unsettle you, but to merely assure you that we do not need the technology you created. Why did you not tell me that you were in charge of Felicitas? Ellie looked accusingly at Han. Han chuckled and raised his hands in self-defense. I had my reasons, Ellie. Let us say that I didn't want to show my hand while I was attending the academy. Seeing Ellie's pouting expression, Han gave up more information. With my ability, it would make it annoying to move around without attracting attention. I have been intentionally downplaying my powers. It would not be fun for me if people knew how strong I was, because then they would not plot against me. He gave a vicious-looking grin. The guards around the three of them suddenly raised their weapons, after feeling a little bit of Han's bloodlust. When he cut it off, the guards sighed in relief, no longer having to feel the pressure placed on them. Both the Queen and Ellie were breathing a little heavily after experiencing Han's intentional leak of power. I can see that you were not everything you appeared like, Ellie managed to say to him, still looking like she was recovering herself. Even though you are very capable, how are you going to handle the number of enemies heading towards here? The Queen still looked a little wide-eyed, not sure how to handle a person like Han. Han casually shrugged his shoulders. Though I can handle them on my own, I am going to let my subordinates deal with the army. They tend to get upset when I handle issues on my own, instead of letting them deal with the problems. Ellie looked questioning at Han, but raised her eyebrows when it clicked in her mind. "Where are your servants?" she asked him, just noticing the absence of the servants that seemed to act as a shadow. "I suggest that we move to another location where we can observe the direction the enemy is coming." He smiled mysteriously at them, making them look at one another, trying to figure out what he was planning.